Once upon a time, two men from Zermatt wanted to return to their home village from Aosta over the Theodule Pass. On the Theodule Glacier, the heavy loaded men suddenly found themselves disoriented. Wind and snowstorms brought them almost to despair. Exhausted by their long journey and having given up hope of rescue, they promised to build a chapel at their place of deliverance. What we've come to do is explore whether it's possible to be creative everywhere. Every great person goes through suffering. They suffer because through suffering you learn something great. Buddha sat under a Bodhi tree and suffered. And through that suffering, he learned what he needed to learn to gain enlightenment. So coming to extreme places like this is my Bodhi tree. If we just suffer for the sake of suffering, there is no point. We just fuel a vicious cycle. If we learn from the suffering to break that vicious cycle, then we grow. It's been 150 years since climbers first climbed the Matterhorn. Most of the climbers go through this chapel. The zone that great climbers go into is the same zone that all great sports people go into, and that anyone who is performing something extraordinary goes into. And that's the zone I'm going to go into tomorrow.
Incredible shift in the weather from yesterday when we first arrived to the conditions here today, isn't it?
Yeah, welcome to the mountains. This is why we paint in the mountains. When a big change happens, like a big weather change or a big change in the water, or the clouds come up, then at that moment I stop internally and I drop all of my expectations about what was going to happen, and I roll with it. I adapt to that moment.
It's a very clear light today as well, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah, you call this artist light. It's one of the reasons that I love being in the mountains, particularly in winter. I sometimes call it winter light. It's a crystal clear, very pure light. I meditate before I paint so I can get out of my head and into my body. Creativity comes from intuition, and one of the sources of intuition is your stomach, gut instinct. So to hear my intuition, I need to turn off the voice in my head. There's a harmony inside the body. Time stops, and every single brushstroke is about this moment, this moment, this moment. It's like the zone that great athletes go into. A climber is in the zone, and an artist is in the zone. An artist places the brushstroke in the right place. A climber places his hand or foot in the right place. Both of us are in the same zone. Great artists were able to interpret that creative force in an optimistic, uplifting way, and that's what the world needs right now. If society imitates art, as Oscar Wilde once said, then what society needs is inspirational art that is uplifting. What inspires me is painting something that challenges me to dig deeper inside myself. And as I'm doing that, interpret that creative force in an uplifting way. When I become happy or satisfied or glad, that means I've gone out of my intuition and back into my head. As I'm painting, I am learning. So today, I learned it's possible for miracles to happen. Rain was predicted today, quite a bit of rain. Cloud was predicted today, and here we are standing in bright sunshine. It's possible to be creative everywhere, and the process that I go through to tap into the creativity inside and outside of me is the same process that everyone can go through to tap into their own creativity.